Undefeated.
Crawford. With Ward.
I saw him doing a sparring video with Andre Ward, right? And it was technical sparring. Very, we're not hitting each other. We're just moving around.
Yeah.
I thought to myself, everything I said last video about him potentially not taking things serious.
Throw it away.
Out of here.
Throw it away. Do you reckon he's doing this work because oh my goodness, Monday Night Smoke, there was something crazy. Someone came on and said, Crawford's smoking Canelo. Toby Akinola. Smoking. Said the word smoking. Yeah? And I said...
Interesting.
Why?
What was the reasoning?
You just said, obviously you can see how good he is. I said that we're being victims of the moment with Crawford as well. He's great. He is great. I understand that. But then he's jumping in weight. Like, this is a serious weight jump. And Canelo, while he's we can see that he's on the decline, there's a lot of things that's going to be first for Crawford to deal with. Has he been punched by someone naturally that size? And Canelo's the big version. He's not the Canelo, not the Bivol Canelo that tried to move up and he couldn't manage. I'm talking, I campaign at this weight. This is who I've been for a very, very long time. So Canelo, Crawford's a great counter puncher. Crawford's got power. Will the power carry over into that division? Benavidez. So I like the fact, one thing that he's gonna need, he's gone to the right person when we do talk about Andre Ward. He's picked the right guy.
Yeah.
All the styles, man, because you watch a lot more of Ward. With those styles, because we said Boatsy tried to turn into Ward, and it was not good. And a lot of people have tried to end up being Ward, and that hasn't worked. Will this help Crawford? Is this going to be a benefit?
Yeah. The reason why I say yeah is because someone like Crawford isn't naive enough to think he's going to change his whole style and be something else. But what he's going to do is add elements to his game or learn elements about the fighter that he's in front of that another more experienced mind will see. You understand? And that's why I've always wanted AJ and Lennox to come together, because for lack of, don't impersonate me, but let Lennox tell you the body is going to be how you beat this guy. Let Lennox tell you this is what I would do to take him out. That's all. And you find your version of what that looks like. But your mind is going that way. That's the win in those partnerships. Having an Andre Ward mind in your corner, brother, a venomous, dangerous fighter like Terrence Crawford with additional IQ of somebody like that is dangerous. Because Andre Ward is someone that you could say could have beat Canelo. You could argue in any room that he could have beat Canelo. It's a fantasy fight, of course, but you could argue that he could beat Canelo. You could say he could beat Triple G because of the IQ that he possessed as a fighter.
This is it, man. When I was watching, the Errol one comes back to me a lot. Yeah. But then what I noticed, and anywhere he is, even Avanesium as well, what I noticed about Crawford is the lack of panicking. So he's already operating at a high IQ. He's calm. He's so calm in there. In big moments, he's not bothered, and I think that's that's something that makes him special, But then at the same time, I've not seen him under serious duress. I haven't seen him. People will say that they had Porter up when they fought. People said that he was looking good in there, this, that, and the other. But then I've not seen him in serious trouble. The one person and that's why I say, not like it's you always tell me you have to update the data. Yeah. The data that we have in terms of Crawford fighting Canelo is always going to be corrupted. It's not normal data. It's not correct because we're doing things we've never done before. I'm doing things I've never done before. I'm something I've never seen before. We're in the build-up talk of that. That is like, think imagine the body shots that Canelo's gonna throw at Crawford.
Yeah,
that's gonna let you know, and mentally, there's this thing in boxing where not like you don't mean to take the backward step. It was forced upon you by that person. He's said, you have to step backwards now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's hit you, and he said, "Oh,
this is going to be how you fight.
Go back. This is how you're fighting me now." And that's the thing that we're gonna have to quickly understand and learn. I do like the Ward connection. So I say all of that to say I do like the Ward connection because all roads are feels like it's leading to the super mega fight of Crawford versus Canelo.
Yeah.
Pound for pound.
See, this is the thing, yeah. Whilst I get 100%, weight classes matter. We can never disregard what that looks like. But there's something that Crawford has that makes people entertain this conversation in a very serious fashion. He's a special type of person, very special type of fighter. He's got that cerebral, nasty streak, that poise that you're speaking about in terms of no panic, no rattling. He's here for war. Now, when you arm that guy with more IQ and more elements to win, him executing the game plan, we've seen Canelo outbox now. We've seen Canelo beaten. He can lose, and it doesn't. And he can lose to the smaller man. When he was in there with Floyd, there's times where he was left wanting. Now I understand that was not today's Canelo, but we do understand that with the right game plan, Canelo can lose.
I say that before I had it 60-40. I'm now at 70-30 Canelo.
Okay,
I'm at 70-30 Canelo on the basis of that thing about going in a ring as a champion and being a champion for as long as he's been and somehow rising to the occasion now. Sometimes a champion meets another champion as Bivol and it gets a bit nuts. You know what I mean? But I think that's when a champion tries to bite off more than he could chew. And in my eyes, I feel that Crawford, not like he's making a mistake because what else is there for him really? But I feel like he's biting off more than he can chew in this decision because a lot of people think that Canelo has totally lost it or past his best or in the total decline, but his decline is still very dangerous. Is the part that it's like I want to remind people, but most time when we talk to people, they're like, nah, Crawford's gonna smash him, Crawford's gonna do this to him, Crawford's gonna do that. And I'm like, you don't know who we're talking about though. We said this when who's the one that slapped the glass off his face?
Caleb.
We said Caleb is gonna. We always say this person next, he's gonna offer things that the Ryder, all these people that he's had to go through, and the Ryder fight was a fight. Yeah, are you with me? But guess what? One hand will most times that one hand is gonna be raised. He mentally, he's not worried. He's got that thing when he's patient. I have more, and there's so much. There's not much he has to learn. He just has to be himself going into this one. The other one has to experience things that, yes, training is one thing, in the ring under the lights, and taking that power shot. And then we know if he takes that power shot and he keeps getting forward, then I say, hey, we got a wicked fight here. And that maybe changes to 60-40. But right now, as it stands for me, it's 70-30.
I think, if I look at the numbers, I say, and this might just be bias, 55-45 to Canelo, advantage-wise. And that's just the weight alone.
You're giving him 5% on just weight.
The reason why, is anybody who I trust more in boxing in this current era of all weight classes is Terrence Crawford to climb that mountain.
But you always tell me about power, though, Trav.
No, I do. No, don't get me wrong. I respect it. But what I'm saying is the work that he's going to need to do, I trust him to go and do it and get it done.
Okay, I respect that.
That's what it is. It's not that I think this is a task that fighters can just do. No. Terrence Crawford is someone who I believe can get it done. And the fight with Madrimov is at 154, I believe. So he's clearly on the ascendancy. We don't know that fight is next or whenever it is, but we can use our imagination and guess it might be next. But I think
he's gonna have another fight. He'll have another. this is what's difficult as well, because we'll talk about Boots later. Yeah, because I don't know if he's gonna have to go backwards to fight Boots, but then it makes it, if the money's there and they're saying, look, this is the next fight, this, that, and the other. If this is the easier fight to make, yeah, we have a problem. We have, like, because now you're talking about weight. We saw what the weight did to draining, did to the likes of Eubank in the Smith fight. It's like, well, you trained for Junior, you've come back, and that's not what we're supposed to look like. But then your body can't manage. Like, there's certain things we just can't do to our bodies anymore. So it's really, what has to happen is good business with health connected. But sometimes the check makes the business decision that can affect the body, especially when you're about to do a legacy fight. This is a legacy. This cements, if Crawford beats Canelo, where does he go down? He has to go down as, in the all-time record, you're gonna have to put him, I don't know where he sits, but he's
number one, bro. Not all time, like, you know, across the, but he's top 10, top 5 easy, bro.
He's at the head table. He's at the head table. At the top 5 table, he'd be there. Because this is mad. You can't just, you don't get to do that.
Because you got to remember Sugar Ray Leonard when he fought Marvin Hagler,
yeah.
There's another type of similar situation of a boxer going up to fight the certified middleweight. So he's the welterweight guy. He's climbed, and obviously he's done his thing at middleweight, but he's never a puncher. He's never had that reputation of being demolished. Like, he is even coming off of a couple bad appearances, like, if I recall correctly. So when people even announced that fight, it was very much like, is this guy mad, fam? You're going to go fight Marvin Hagler now? Let me go and get the record just so I can fact check what I'm saying. Was... Where we at? Okay, Marvin Hagler. Yeah, Kevin Howard. Yeah, that's right. So he's fought a couple men where it's like, you're doing your thing, but these ain't the big names. Do you know what I'm saying? You've got, you know, Thomas Hearns, and then he fought Bruce Finch, Kevin Howard. These guys are good guys, but they weren't killers to have people thinking that's the one. And then it was 3 years between that fight. That's right. There was a retirement. 3 years straight back in with Marvin Hagler. Straight back in. Marvin Hagler is in his bag at this point.
Yeah.
So it's one of the ones, the man are looking at him thinking, he's a bit tapped for this one still. This don't make no sense. You're going in there with, after 3 years, at middleweight. Bear in mind that your fights were at welter. That's where it was tapped. So when you're looking at what Crawford's trying to do, I think there might be a part of him that's looking for that legacy moment to match up with the Sugar Ray.
No, listen. Like, a boxer gets to the point where, well, I've done the piece. The person that we had our names connected with was Errol. It was a fight that was never going to, remember, they meet each other and like, when are we fighting? You know what I'm saying? They're drunk by, they're just doing mad stuff. So the name that I was linked with, this is like AJ, well, can't use AJ because there's nowhere to go really, but this is like when you complete the mission and you're like, well, I've completed the mission. How can I get the 100%, the 100% on GTA?
That's right.
That's right. Tab missions, everything.
Mad side mission.
This is what they're doing. Canelo's tried to do that mission and go and capture belts that he had no business trying to get involved in. And they quickly said, hey, your mission stops here. You know what I mean? Now, Crawford, will he be able to rise to the task is the question. Will someone say, stop this, and go and fight the people that you know to fight? Don't ever come back this way again. That's going to be the real question. That's the honest question. And God forbid that person says, I'll get to your weight and I want to fight you at your weight as well. That's when it's bullying. Anyway, we move. You lot, let us know what you're thinking in the chat. Is it Andre Ward a good thing? Will it make him better for Canelo? What percentage do you give Crawford versus Canelo if he's done this, if he's linked up with such a great ring technician and someone with such a strong IQ? Anyway, let's move.
Undefeated.